Okay, we're going to take a quick tour of what we've got going on. I got to get these planted. These are actually little tomatoes, and they were just stuck in the Dollar Tree planters just to kind of give them a holding space until I can get them somewhere else. And these are the ones that don't have, I don't know what kind they are. So got a little strawberry coming out of here. This is from last year, I believe. I had a couple of strawberries that survived and kind of overwintered, but this planter needs to be replanted and kind of overhauled with some fresh soil and stuff like that. It's not really planted up yet. Over here we've got the toothache plant on the bottom. It's called Bullseye. Haven't planted that before, so I'm super excited to see what's going on there. This looks great. This is lemon basil. Awesome. Grew that from seed. All of this is from seed. There are a couple of that I bought from the store, but I can always tell by the tags. So this is thyme by seed. Look at this. Cilantro is looking great, but I bought that as a start. It was very puny and small. It's been getting tons of rain, so it's doing great. Got more basils down here. What is this one? This one's the large basil. I'm just gonna go ahead and top that off. Got more cilantro. That's from seed, so hopefully I'll have it at different times. This is oregano from seed. That is looking gorgeous. Man, that's exciting. What else do I have in here? I've got some purple basil. That's from seed. These were planted, the upper levels were planted later, so obviously we're at different times. I've got holy basil, tulsi over there. Got sage from seed over there. The whole bottom row is Bullseye. This is marshmallow, which is amazing. It didn't do much for me last year, but it's looking great. The lemon balms are crazy. Those are actually from the store. They started pretty small, but they're exploding with all the rain we've had. Got some more basil over here. That's just regular. I'm hoping to have a lot of basil this year. Cinnamon, this whole row is a basil row except for one flower that I had. So purple basil, cinnamon basil, regular Genovese basil. This one is the blue spice. This one is lemon basil. So I think I've got all the basils covered. I got some catnip coming in down there. What are you? You're looking good. Let's see. What are you? You are lemon basil also. I'm just going to have all the basils. I like to put that in my tea blend. I have a master tea blend jar, and I just put, especially the tulsi basil is the best. This kale has already been harvested, so it is doing really well. Very exploding. I'm ready to harvest it again. I've got a couple rows of kale, and then this is pink celery, which I'm super excited about. I grew that from seed and haven't had that before. So I've got 3, I think, pink celeries, and then these are Pink Beauty Amaranth. And you're supposed to be able to use this like a spinach. I grow it because it's a little bit more heat hardy. And I think I've got more pink basil over there. Yeah, so kale, I got a couple of kale rows. Have this pretty yellow sedum, and then kale, and then this is all flowers up here, and these are various types of flowers. I had some seed packets damaged. They got wet, and so I just put them random seed packets in here. I don't know exactly what everything is. And then this is the bean tower. You can see we've got some blossoms here, but no beans. We've got some different types of beans. I've got, these are all mostly green beans, like red swan green beans, strike, purple TP, dragon tongue, Cherokee wax, and at the bottom is the contender. We mostly planted this tower just to see which ones we like, which ones grew the best. They all are growing in the exact same soil. They were all started at the same time, so you can kind of see some differences. And so this is my experimental. They look really yellow. I hope it's because of too much watering. We've gotten 2 weeks solid of rain and haven't had to water one time. So over here I've got Nantes carrots. Look like they're not doing anything, but they take a while. So these guys finally popped up. So I've got different types of carrots up in that top row. Don't seem like they're doing a lot, but this is the Badger Flame beet row, which is doing pretty decent. And then I've got the Chioggia beets, that middle layer, and then down at the bottom is a different kind of beet. I think it's the Detroit Golden beet. So they're coming along, all started from seed, so they're doing all right. Over here, my butterfly pea is doing great, that I planted from seed. That's a great tea plant. You can see I've got a lot of splashback on here, so I might need to do a little mulch. This is Tulsi, holy basil. I've got lemon basil in here. These are the little orange hat tomatoes. I'm excited because they're supposed to be small. This is the Za'atar oregano. I've got some cilantro from seed. I've got more thyme. These are kind of duplicate herbs. And then this is mint, looking really good, very healthy. That's a clover. Let's see what else we got in here. This is rosemary, which is doing great because my rosemary did not overwinter this time. I think that was that a start that I bought? That one might be a start. I've got some more of these tomatoes, so they're spaced out every other one, the tomatoes. But they're only supposed to grow like 12 inches tall. This was my first basil plant. You can see it's doing great. It's got one leaf that's a little brownish. I really want to get spinners on my green stalks because I don't really move them that much. I mean, I move them for the winter and the summer, but that's it. All right, then you can see down in the garden proper, we're still waiting to get our gravel, so that'll be all graveled. Okay, I'll start down here. I've got a sugar baby watermelon. It's looking pretty healthy. It's gonna trellis up the walkway. I mean the railing. This guy I thought was dead, but it perked up. I mean, literally, we've had 2 weeks of rain, so this one was flopped over, completely laying down on the ground. It's the orange accordion tomato. Can't wait to see what it does. So the rest of the bed has not been planted out. I do have other things. I have other watermelons. I have other cantaloupe that are going to go there, and I'm going to plant some cucumbers, like succession plant, because I've got other cucumbers. I don't want to have 10 cucumber plants. I've got a regular jalapeno and a nata pino, which is basically a jalapeno without the heat. All those what are they? Banana peppers in the front are doing great. Bought them as little tiny starts. They're doing great. This Cherokee purple tomato, wonderful. It's gotten so big. I got it very small from a private plant sale. I got it because I've wanted to try that variety and I don't have it. This is a large red cherry tomato in the middle here with the steak, and then I've got serrano peppers. So hot peppers do well here in this area. I've got a bell lilac pepper there and a lilac pepper over there, so it'll be interesting to see how those do. Haven't grown those before. These are Rosa Bianca eggplants. Getting a little chewed on. I don't know what's eating my eggplants. And then I've got a yellow beefsteak tomato, yellow monster peppers, Hungarian wax peppers, which are looking very small and still stunted. They probably haven't grown much. I've got a backup tomato over there. It looks like it's fallen over in the rain. A mushroom basket tomato, which is looking fairly healthy. Needs to be staked up. And then I've got, what are they called? Why is my brain not working this morning? Nasturtiums. Gosh. All right, I've got California Wonder and beefsteak yellow. And then I've got the little tiny, these are the same small tomato plants that are in my green stalks. These are called orange hat tomatoes. think I said it wrong several times in my last video, but they are orange hat. I've also got a sun gold tomato that I got as a start, and then I have a mystery plant over here that looks like, I don't know, some type of watermelon maybe. I'm not sure. Doesn't have a name, doesn't have a tag. So we just put it in there and said, do what you want, be who you need to be. Over here, the next growing space we have, I've got this file cabinet that I planted. Tomatillos seem to be doing excellently. Now, I heard, I don't know where, that they need to touch each other. So this year I planted 2 purples together and 2 greens together that they can all touch. Last year I had an amazing tomatillo plant, but no fruit at all. And so, I was like, well, hopefully this will work this time. But I'm encouraged to see their growth. I grew these from seed. They're big, looking great. These, let's see what we got. These are sweet potatoes. I got 6, I think, as starts. I did not grow my own slips. I was too late this year. So they're doing great. Planted them in that. The cabbage is looking good. Still hasn't had it up, but it has been eaten a lot. And cabbage here is an experiment. I haven't done a whole lot in this bed. So, yeah, it looks pretty. And I'm down to wait for a little while. I've got some broccoli heading up for the first time ever. I usually grow broccoli plants, but no broccoli. It's my specialty, is growing tomato plants or whatever plants, but no fruit. And then I planted some random tomato down there. It's not marked. It is marked. That's a beefsteak yellow. Can you tell I love yellow tomatoes? Now look at these guys. These are planted out in, they're direct sown in January. It is May, and they have exploded. I can come out here and I'm going to do a harvest today. Holy moly. So we've been eating a couple here and there, just like random ones, and they're so sweet and wonderful. You can actually even eat the stems and the leaves, which I did when they were first budding. They were pretty decent. This is the kale plant that overwintered for me. It wants to bolt really bad, but I keep just taking off the flowers, and it keeps giving. And it's looking great, actually, so I'm not going to pull it. That's one that was planted from seed this year, so that's getting big finally. And then the carrots have finally really taken off. They have loved this rain. Look at all those little plants that are just sitting there. They don't have any place to go. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those, actually. I was going to sell them, and then they got kind of too big, so not sure. They might be chicken food. I've got some more peas planted in here and a couple of other random things, but I've got a dandelion that I don't really want to pull. This bed has not been filled yet, but when it is, it'll probably take some of these extra plants that are just way too big for their containers. I've got extra squashes, you can see, that are blooming. And all right, those guys are cucumbers. Those are called pickle bush, which I've never grown before, in the bags, and those will be interesting to see how they do. This is my raspberry bush, which basically I thought was completely dead. I let it overwinter. I did nothing to it, and it's back. Like much healthier than it even was last year, so I'm happy about that. This one I think is still empty and needs a little planting. This is zucchini. I think it might be the gray zucchini. I have everything else marked, but I don't think that one is marked. We got a tomato plant here. Now, my idea was to grow it along this fence. I have irrigation right there, and hopefully would give it a little bit of support, the fence. So we'll see. I wanted to grow things that would grow along the fence. This is loofah. That actually might be the other loofah. We have 2 different, well, they look different, so. All right, there's one loofah. This one is a mushroom basket tomato. This one is a delicata squash, which is like my favorite squash. Oh, the large red cherry tomatoes are looking good. Grew that from seed. All these are from seed. So the greenhouse was busy this spring/winter. Got another good looking squash of some sort. Honeycomb tomato that needs staking. Another delicata. That guy's not looking good. What are you? My Roma tomatoes were not doing good this year. I actually replaced one already, and that one looks completely dead. That's the Marina squash. And then I have another tomato down there, and those are watermelon down there. Black Diamond and Sugar Baby. So, all along the fence, we had this deck made this year. Seems to be doing good. We needed to get the bags up off the ground for drainage. But that's it. So you can kind of see the different growing areas. I have another bed over the other side of the fence, which I will get to, but you can kind of see where they are oriented toward each other. I'm going to come and grab my harvest basket and go ahead and get some of these peas. So then in this bed, the 4 square bed on the back, on the other side of the fence, that also gets water. There are some various cucumbers crawling up that fence. A couple of peppers that needed another place to be. So I'm just trying them in different locations. As I said, I'm trying them in different locations. I'm encouraged so far. But if things need to move around, it'll be great to have them in bags, and I can kind of adjust for if they need more sun, less sun, that type of thing. So far, so good. I went ahead and did a harvest, and I'll show a picture of that on the video. And I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.